Okay, so I know that many of you struggle to stay away from commercial ketchups, so I thought it would be easier to show you how to make a ketchup of your own that's not loaded with sugar and also processed ingredients, and it's so easy to make. Okay, so I've got a red onion chopped up in there at the moment. You can just use a normal onion. I'm not a fan of overpowering onion flavour, so I've only got one that size, but you can just use half of a normal onion in there. So I've got some raw apple cider vinegar to add. So we'll add about 1/3 of a cup of this. Okay, so when I say 1/3 of a cup, that's the measuring cup, so that's my 1/3 cup size there. Okay, so then I've got some organic passata. So here I've got 690 grams, so that's quite a good size for my ketchup. So I'm going to put all of that in. And again, whenever you have tomatoes, it's always good to have a glass jar, especially if it's in a tin. The tomato leaches the chemicals of the tin into the food, so it's good where they're acidic, so it's good to have the glass jar. So those Mr. Organic ones are quite handy to have. Then we're going to flavour it with some spices. So I've got allspice, cinnamon, and a little bit of cayenne to add here. Obviously be careful because you don't want that to be too hot. I'm going to add a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of cinnamon. It'll make it quite fragrant as well, having the allspice. You can always add in some cloves as well, but I'm not a big fan of having it too aromatic. Okay, and then you'll want some salt and pepper as well. So I've got some freshly ground pepper that I've ground up in the grinder there. So I'll put quite a bit in. But you only want a pinch or two of that. Okay, and then I've got my nice unrefined salt there. As you can see, it's like a grey colour, which means it's not white refined processed salt that obviously is no good. You want to stay away from that. You want either a Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt, and as I said, this is a nice unrefined one that's grey in colour, which means that's not been processed there. Okay, I'm just going to add probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of the cayenne, because obviously I don't want it too hot. And then to sweeten it, because you will need something to sweeten it, you can either use raw honey, you can use stevia, you can use maple syrup, or I'm just going to use some coconut sugar today. So I'm probably going to use about 2 teaspoons of that. Mine aren't full teaspoons, just because I don't feel that I really need too much of the sugar in mine. And it is good to stay away as much as possible. Even though it's coconut sugar, it's still sugar. So you don't want to go too mad with that. Okay, so that, I've got all the ingredients in my saucepan now, so I'm going to probably cook that for about an hour. I want to simmer it and reduce it down to thicken it as much as possible. I always keep loads of jars, so I've got a jar here that I can use, and then obviously we can spoon it out into whatever we need. But keeping my glass jars, I make all my sauces, things like turmeric paste, my ketchups, put them into jars like that, and then I can freeze them all. I make my broth and put them in there, so always handy to stock up on the jars, because I've got a few of those that I can split the ketchup into now. So as I said, I'll cook it for about an hour, let it reduce and thicken, and blend it up. So I'll either put it in the liquidizer, or I'll use the hand blender for it. So it's as easy as that. That took me minutes to do that, and then just leave it now. I don't have to do anything with it for an hour. Okay. Okay, so I hope that helped, and it will help with the kids as well instead of processed ones.